here. I've got some notes. We've got our first character. Please give it up for Professor Richard Chevalier.
It's Dr. Richard Chevalier, thank you. Hello, class. Welcome to Art 101. Art is art. Now, I don't want you to be fooled that this being a 101 class. It's a prerequisite for my more complicated classes. Art 201, why is art? And Art 301, how is art? If you wanted the easy class, you should have taken Art 100, when is art? The answer is, of course, the Renaissance. But we're going to answer this question, what is art? By asking if you answer that question, you would spend the rest of this lecture sputtering like a fool, not able to get your words out, because you can't put art into a simple definition. But there is criteria we can use to define what is art. Criteria number 1. Beverly, that's my TA, sorry. Beverly, the clicker's not working. Well, there, oh. Beverly, this is why we're not passing. Okay, great. Criteria number 1, art must make you feel something. There's a whole gamut of human emotion, and art must invoke that emotion in some way. Let us look at some art that does and does not make you feel something. I was pressing the wrong button, I realize that now. Beverly, I'm like an idiot. It's your fault. The Mona Lisa, arguably one of the most famous paintings in the world, if not the most famous painting. It is not art. I mean, what do you feel looking at that, honestly? There it is. She looks bored to be there, I'm bored to be here. Nothing. The scene from Matilda, where the boy eats the entire chocolate cake. That is art. It makes you feel something. Whether it is disgust at that pudgy boy eating all that cake, or jealousy that you are not that pudgy boy eating all that cake, it makes you feel something. The bathroom scene from Dumb and Dumber is art. It makes you feel something. Whether it is horror at the sounds and things coming out of Jeff Daniels, or it is humor at the things coming out of Jeff Daniels. I mean, that is a painting right there. I've got a spot we could put it in. Just to replace it real quick. Criteria number 2. Art must challenge you. Even if you agree with the art's message, if you walk away from that art the same person you were before you got to it, it's not art. Let's look at some examples. The Mona Lisa. Not art, not challenging. What? How am I supposed to? She looks bored. She looks like she's waiting for me to move so she can look behind me. I'm not challenged by this at all. Puss in Boots. Shrek 2 is art. How is this challenging? It's a real thinker. If I asked you, are you attracted to cats? The answer is most likely no. If I asked you, are you attracted to that cat? You have to think about it. Antonio Banderas, he's got swagger, he's wearing boots. It's challenging. Criteria number 3. Art must be culturally significant. It must capture a moment in time, or must speak about who we are as a people. Let us look at some examples. The Mona Lisa. Who cares? I mean, we have less care for this than we do the flag in this country. I mean, honestly, the only reason we know about this painting is because somebody stole it at one point in time. That's interesting. That theft, art. Mona Lisa, art. The Fast and the Furious film franchise. That is art. $7 billion. There's 10 of them and a spin-off movie. I mean, that's cultural significance if I've ever seen it. So there's one thing this semester that we are going to look at. One thing that we are going to study as being true art that meets all of this criteria. And what is that, you might be asking yourself? Well, it is 1994 Police Pursuit of Ouija. I mean, it makes you feel something. It surely challenged you. I mean, it challenged this whole nation in the way it would not be challenged again for 7 years. And, I mean, it's culturally significant. We're still talking about it. It's been 30 years. So your homework, of course, is to watch the entirety of the O.J. Simpson 1946, all 45 minutes. We next week will start going over it minute by minute in this class. If you need me between now and then, you can find me where I normally am, which is at the Louvre, loudly booing the Mona Lisa.